Week 2 begins tomorrow. Let's get started because I don't have time for this fucking bullshit. Bengals going on the road to take on the Cleveland Browns in the Battle of Ohio. Now, the Cleveland Browns last week just played like the typical Cleveland Browns. Score 6 points and give up 38 defensively, excuse me. Yeah, and as far as the Bengals go, if only your kicker wasn't Randy Bullock. Instead of losing in regulation, you would have lost in overtime. The Chargers were winning this game regardless. That's just my opinion about it anyway. As far as this game goes, this is a true coin flip because both of these teams are 0-1, and let's face facts, this is the cream of the crop. Perfect for the Battle of Ohio. Landed heads, go ahead and take the Cleveland Browns to defeat the Cincinnati Bengals. Although the Browns are having some issues with Odell Beckham Jr. or the media, at least according to the media, because you know the media loves to blow bullshit out of fucking proportion. Anyway, early Sunday afternoon games. Bears going on the road to take Bears traveling back home to take on the New York Giants. The Giants got their asses kicked by Ben Roethlisberger, though it was a little close. Though it was somewhat close, but not really at the same fucking time. And the Bears, it is what it is. Congrats to the Bears on the comeback from behind victory. But the fact of the matter is, Mitchell Trubisky is still fucking garbage. It is what the fuck it is. Get over it. With that being said, and I hope this doesn't backfire on me, go ahead and take the Chicago Bears to improve to 2-0. I was going to take the Bears no matter what, so whatever. Vikings going on the road to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Both teams are at 0-1. The Vikings, good job, Minnesota. You got your asses kicked by the Green Bay Packers, and I don't want to hear excuses about how they didn't have a crowd because 14 other stadiums, or 13 other stadiums, excuse me, did not have fans in their stadiums either. So, fuck out of here, including the Saints, and they were still able to win. So, give me a break. The Vikings are just, and I'm not going to, but with that being said, I'm not going to say the Vikings are going to fall off a cliff completely. And as far as the Colts go, it is what it is. I was just wrong about Jacksonville for one thing. Jacksonville was a little bit better than I thought they were. Hats off to Gardner Minshew because it was not an easy feat to get a victory. Granted, I know the Jaguars had fans in their stadium, but the fact that he had to deal with basically a new receiving core, and he had to come from behind doing that. Gotta give Gardner Minshew some credit. I'm just gonna take the Indianapolis Colts to defeat the Minnesota Vikings. Falcons going on the road to take on the Dallas Cowboys. What the fuck was I thinking taking the Atlanta Falcons? The Seahawks usually beat the Falcons in the regular season. That's just kind of how it works. So don't know why I took the Atlanta Falcons to win that one. Stupid, retarded logic, I guess. And as far as the Cowboys go, that was a bullshit pass interference penalty. However, there was also a roughing the passer penalty that should that wasn't called, that should have been called, and that caused the interception. Because had that roughing the passer player, if that roughing the passer player was called, the drive would continue, and it would negate the interception. So give me a fucking break. And I don't want to hear this other bullshit excuse that, oh, well, it impacted the game and blah, blah, blah. The no call on the roughing the passer impacted the Rams' drive. So fuck out of here. Anyway, as far as this game goes, take the Dallas Cowboys. No one's going to give a flying fuck about this game. Lions going on the road to take on the Green Bay Packers. Wow, so much for the Packers possibly underachieving. It's still early, but it's looking like the Packers are going to repeat as the NFC North champions. Can they get over the hump, or will it be the Saints that get over the hump? But they got to take it one. But the Packers need to take it one game at a time, of course. Take the Packers to defeat the Lions. And as far as the Lions go, fuck you, Detroit. Detroit, you always pull that same fucking bullshit where you blow a big fucking lead late in the fucking fourth quarter. Good job, fucking retards. Bills going on the road to take on the Miami Dolphins. Ryan Fitzpatrick sucked. As soon as Tua Tagovailoa is healthy, he needs to get on the field right off the fucking bat. I also don't want to hear this retarded excuse. Oh well, no, you can't do that. You see, it doesn't matter if Tua's healthy or not. Let them sit for a year and let him learn. Fuck off. The only way to have true growth and true development is if he plays right off the bat. And if he sucks, he fucking sucks. Dolphins have to start over again in 4 fucking years. At least 4 years' time. Give me a fucking break. And Buffalo, good start for the Buffalo Bills, but they could have played a little bit better against the Jets because Josh Allen coughed the ball a couple of times and lost both of those fumbles, costing the Buffalo Bills some points. Buffalo is a good football team, but it all depends on the growth of Josh Allen. And enough is enough. This is his 3rd season in the National Football League. He needs to fucking improve. Okay? And I thought he did improve somewhat, but he's got to hold on to the fucking football. Well, as far as this game goes, take the Buffalo Bills. 49ers going on the road to take on the New York Jets. As far as the 49ers go, I think that was just a bit of a hiccup that they suffered against the Cardinals. I still think they're a decent football team. I'm not going to give up on them entirely. Though I should because I have a history of being a stubborn asshole. And I know they're on the road and having to travel from the West Coast to the East Coast. But go ahead and take the 49ers. The Jets are still the Jets. They are fucking trash. Jaguars going on the road to take on the Tennessee Titans. I take back. I am not going to call this team the Jagtards yet. I do apologize for that. And the only reason why I'm apologizing because every time I make fun of the Jaguars or whatever, and their fucking quarterback Gardner Minshew, I end up with egg in my fucking face, which is my own fucking fault. And like I said, Jacksonville's not that bad of a football team. Even without those players, maybe it is starting to look like it was all those players that got traded that were the problem. Jalen Ramsey, Leonard Fournette, Yannick Ngakoue, etc. it's still week 1, and I will give Gardner Minshew some credit because he only missed one pass the entire fucking game. Kind of like last year's season opener when Nick Foles went down and Gardner Minshew played well completion percentage wise. The only difference was they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, who were loading up to win a Super Bowl. Well, had the Jaguars not faced the Chiefs last year, and faced some other middle of the pack team, they probably would have won last year's season opener. But it is what it is. And that's just me assuming that Nick Foles would have went down against a more inferior football team. The Tennessee Titans, and as far as the Tennessee Titans go, listen, good job by the Tennessee Titans. I know they missed like 4 kicks or whatever, 3 field goals and an extra point. However, Steven Gostkowski made the only one that mattered. Granted, it was a fucking chip shot, and because of Vic Fangio's retardation as far as clock management goes, but Denver had other opportunities to win that fucking game. It is what it is. The better team fucking won. So hats off to the Tennessee Titans. And I am a little concerned about the Tennessee Titans. They tend to play like they tend to kind of play like utter shit at home, especially in home openers. And I shouldn't take the Tennessee Titans to win this home opener because last year they lost their home opener to the Colts, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was the Colts. But go ahead, take the Tennessee Titans to win this game. Yeah. Although I am a little bit more interested in how Jacksonville's going to do. Rams going on the road to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, you know what? I'll just chalk that one up to the fact that that the Eagles not only lost, they didn't lose to any football team. They lost to the Washington football team. But it's still a divisional game, and you don't know how these divisional games are gonna go. But the injuries are starting to pile up again. The Eagles will be lucky if they finish 9-7 once again for the third year in a row. That being, and the Rams, let's not go too crazy when it comes to the Rams. Yay, they won. Yippee on that. They're still not that good of a football team. And the Rams have had problems, for whatever reason, beating the Philadelphia Eagles. I expect that trend to continue. Broncos going on the road to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know people are going to use injuries as an excuse as to why the Broncos lost the game against the Tennessee Titans. But the fact of the matter is, it's also the fact that they have a young quarterback with young wide receivers. If they had a veteran quarterback with young wide receivers, a different story would have happened. But it is what it is. And people need to stop overrating the shit out of Drew Lock. It's really fucking disgusting and disturbing at the same fucking time. The Broncos blew another fourth quarter lead with less than 30 seconds to go, which was their fourth, if I'm not mistaken now. And guess what? Joe Flacco is not on this football team anymore, so you can't blame Joe Flacco for that shit. By the same stupid logic, you gotta blame Drew Lock for this bullshit. No, you gotta blame I'm just kidding there. You gotta blame Vic Fangio for this shit. His defenses are just not. His defenses are just not good enough to hold a fucking lead late in the fourth quarter. At some point, the offense has to start scoring some fucking points and giving their defense a fucking break. Okay, and they're not going to have Von Miller for most likely the remainder of the season. Oh, and by the way, they're facing this Pittsburgh Steelers. Good luck with that. With more injuries for the Denver Broncos. Take the Pittsburgh Steelers to defeat the Denver Broncos. Moving on quickly. Panthers going on the road to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Great effort by the Carolina Panthers, but they still lost the game. Looks like Oakland's defense still has some fucking work to do. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What the fuck did everybody think was going to happen? Why do people continue to act shocked? Oh, that's right, because the fucking media keeps blowing things out of fucking proportion and overhyping teams that shouldn't be overhyped at all, for fuck's sakes. The Buccaneers just happen to be one of those teams. Now, I think the Buccaneers will be a good football team. The problem is they're in the same division as the New Orleans Saints. Fuck the Falcons. I don't give a fuck how talented the Falcons are. They still have Dan Quinn as their head coach. He's most likely going to get fired by season's end. Probably even if they even make the playoffs, because they'll probably be as a 7th fucking seed, and you're most likely going to be eliminated by the number 2 seed. So, give me a fucking break on that one. Now, as far as the Buccaneers go, yeah, look for Tom Brady to throw 20 interceptions for the first time in his career, because Bruce Arians' system is so fucking complicated that even a really good quarterback will throw at least 20 interceptions, or close to that number anyway. It happened with Carson Palmer in 2013. It happened with Jameis Winston last year, although Winston threw 30 interceptions, which is inexcusable, new system or not. Fuck out of here. That means he's not that good of a fucking quarterback. Get the fuck over it. For a backup quarterback, a good backup quarterback, fuck yeah, that's why the Saints got him. But full-time starting quarterback, fuck out of here. As far as this game goes, because I've said enough already, Bucks, end of story. Moving on to the late afternoon games. Washington going on the road to take on the Arizona Cardinals. And the little kid in the football costume, Kyler Murray, is already taken that next step as an NFL quarterback. Of course, it's real easy to do so when you have at least one more weapon. But you know what? Fuck that. But even then, fuck that shit. Now, if the Cardinals do end up going to the postseason, and I do expect the Cardinals to go to the postseason this year, it's going to be due to their offense, because their defense is still fucking garbage. It is what it is. Vance Joseph is a fucking failure. I mean, fuck out of here. The Cardinals were retards for hiring him. But at least the Cardinals' offense is going to be fun to watch with Cliff Kingsbury's offense. Especially Cliff Kingsbury's offense. It is what it is. I think Kingsbury might win Coach of the Year this year. Here, saying it right now. As far as this thing goes, take the Arizona Cardinals. Like I said, good job by the football team to not only come back down 17, but to win by 10 points. It is what it is. Good stuff. And by the way, it's Dwayne Haskins versus Kyler Murray, two of the 2019 team's first-round quarterbacks. So yeah, it is what it is there. And yes, I am going to be watching that game. All right, Ravens going on the road to take on the Houston Texans. I know the Texans got their asses kicked 34-20. It was 31-7. So the final score wasn't as close as indicated. But they're facing the Super Bowl champions, the defending champions. It is what it is. I know DeAndre, and yeah, and that's my only complaint. Like I said, my only complaint about the DeAndre Hopkins trade was that they didn't get a first round round pick out of it, a first and a third or something. But they got David Johnson. He's a good running back. Yeah, 4 years ago. He was a good running back 4 years ago. And listen, I hope he plays well again because you need to run the football though. I will say that if the Texans didn't want to pay him, fine. Pay Hopkins, fine. That's fine. That's their prerogative. Because Hopkins may be falling slowly or whatever. He's still going to be a good wide receiver. He's already paying off for the Arizona Cardinals. He'll still be a top 10 receiver, but top 5 receiver, I'm not so sure he's a top 5 receiver anymore. It's just that now he's surrounded by more weapons, so the pressure's going to be off. Of course, they're going to use Larry Fitzgerald as a decoy. It is what it is. He's still a legit number 1, but you get my point. And as far as the Baltimore Ravens go, okay, they blew up the Browns, but it's the Cleveland fucking Browns. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. This may bite me in the ass, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Houston Texans to defeat the Baltimore Ravens. Last time these two teams met, the Baltimore Ravens won. I know, I get that shit, but go ahead and take the Houston Texans to defeat the Baltimore Ravens. Excuse me for 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that. All right, next game, and most of the nation's going to be watching this one. Actually, Chiefs going on the road to take on the LA Chargers of San Diego. Good job by the LA Chargers getting a victory over the Bengals. I know it's the Bengals, but considering who the quarterback is, Tyrod Taylor, he's actually not that bad of a quarterback, but he's not. I mean, he's just a bridge gap for Justin Herbert, who quite frankly is one of those quarterbacks that does need to sit a year or whatever. But yeah, at least he's a solid. At least Tyrod Taylor is a solid starter. Not good enough to take the team to a Super Bowl, but not entirely crappy enough to go 2-14 or whatever. With that being said, you're facing the defending Super Bowl champions. Who knows how this season's going to play out for this year's defending champions anyway, but take the Kansas City Chiefs to defeat the LA Chargers. All right, Sunday Night Football. Patriots going on the road to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Like I said, my bad Seattle. Oh, and the Seattle Seahawks looked really fucking good, at least offensively. Russell Wilson is looking to prove that he should be an NFL MVP this year. That's what it's looking like. He's never won one yet. As far as the Patriots, listen, great job by the Patriots due to the circumstances. Listen, the Patriots are still going to get 10 victories. It is what it is. I think the Patriots are going to make the playoffs this year. I mean, as long as Cam Newton doesn't do stupid, retarded bullshit. And as long as Josh McDaniels actually plays to Cam's strengths and not try to make him into Tom Brady. And give me a fucking break. Cam's already in his 30s, so that ain't fucking happening. Yeah. With that, and this should be a fun game to watch, actually. Because once again, it's Cam Newton dueling with Russell Wilson. With that being said, take the Seattle Seahawks to defeat the New England Patriots. The Patriots will have that What a shame, though. The Seahawks will have 3. Pete Carroll's going to have 3 victories against his former team, whereas, at least since becoming the Seahawks coach, whereas the Patriots will have the most important victory of Super Bowl 49. Just like how the Seahawks will have that victory of kicking the Broncos' ass in Super Bowl 48. But in any event, like I said, Seahawks, end of story. And last up, the New Orleans Saints going on the road to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Like I said, the Raiders defense looks like needs a little bit of fucking work. And the Saints, meanwhile, are on a mission to win a Super Bowl. This is literally their last year that they can win, that they can compete for a championship. They are on a fucking mission. Take the New Orleans Saints to beat the Las Vegas Raiders. The game is actually going to be on ABC. The first time ABC has broadcasted a regular season game since 2005, when it was the Jets and the Patriots, and of course the Jets won. The Jets lost that game. But this is about the Saints and the Raiders. Go ahead, take the New Orleans Saints, and I can't wait to see the inside of Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Even though I'm a little irritated that the Raiders have moved to Las Vegas, but it is what the fuck it is. Anyway, that's it. That's all. Till next time, later, fuckers.